imagine, dents and dings happen all the time on surfboards, and I'm here to show you how you can fix something like this. Welcome fellow Groms, I'm Luke, and this is Surf Life. So yesterday I had a really good surf at my local beach, and I was coming back to clean my board and the wind picked up really strongly. So as I bent down to turn it over, the wind picked it out of my hands as the board was slippery and dropped it on the end. Because it's a relatively old board, my dad and I decided instead of taking it to a board repairer, we would try and fix it ourselves. So I'll show you the steps we take along the way. The first step is to remove all bits of fiberglass and broken board from the damaged area. If you have one, you can also use an air compressor to clear out the small bits of fiberglass that might be left. The next step is to use some 80 grit sandpaper just to sand down the area around the damage, which creates a key for the fiberglass and resin later on. When sanding or working with fiberglass, using the necessary safety equipment is important because you don't want to be getting dust in your eyes or breathing in the fiberglass particles. This step takes a while, but it's important, so do it thoroughly. Be sure not to damage any already broken bits of the surfboard while sanding around those areas. Once you're done, it should look something like this. Now that we've finished sanding, the next stage is for us to fill these holes. But first, we need to make the right mixture. So what we're going to use is some normal fiberglass resin, and obviously with the catalyst as well. What we're also going to do is mix in some of this lightweight filler powder, also known as Q-Cell, which basically just makes the mixture lighter. Same as before, it's important that you use protective gear because you don't want to be breathing in the fumes from the fiberglass and definitely not the Q-Cell. So you have to estimate how much resin you might need to fill your holes, but you also have to check the back of the tin to see how much catalyst you need to add. Bearing in mind the temperature of the day can change how much catalyst you need to put in. In our case, it was a hot day, so we only needed a little bit. This is a little bit too much. Now it's time to put in the filler powder. A good amount is needed. Next we have to put the catalyst in. We used about 45 to 55 drops, but it's best to check what it says on the label of whatever catalyst you're using. Then you have to mix really thoroughly. This is still a bit runny. This is almost the texture you want. If it's too runny, you can add more catalyst. Use the filler to fill in any dents or holes in the surfboard, and don't be afraid to use too much. Try and get in all the little gaps and cracks as much as possible. We use tape afterwards to try and keep the shape of the board and squeeze the filler into the small gaps. And now we wait. So we've let the resin dry for about 2 hours or so I think it's time to take the tape off. So you can see it's gone nice and hard. And here also it's dried up quite nicely. So now we're back to sanding again using our 80 grit sandpaper and safety equipment. The idea is to sand it down to get it to the right profile, like the shape of the board. You want to sand down the edges of the hard filler so they're flat against the board. After sanding, it should look something like this. So the next step, we're going to use some fiberglass sheet and mix up some more resin. We'll be applying the resin with a paintbrush like this. And for cleanup we use acetone, which is basically like nail polish remover. But first we have to measure how much fiberglass sheet we're going to use. Again, here we are mixing up about 50 ml of resin. And we need to put about the same amount of catalyst in as last time, so about 45 to 55 drops. A bit more mixing and we're done. Note that this time we're not using filler powder. Grab your paintbrush and let's go. First we have to put down an underlayer of resin, sort of like glue to stick the fiberglass tape on. We cut slits in the sheet so it would fit round the corners. Then we applied a generous layer of resin on top of the sheet. To protect the tail a bit more, we added an extra layer on the ends. Some finishing touches, and this is what it looked like. And now some more waiting as we let it dry. When you're finished using your brush, it's best to clean it with acetone. Now that the fiberglass has been left to dry, we're going to smooth it down with sandpaper in preparation for the next step. For now, we're still using 80 grit sandpaper like before. Now that we're done with the 80 grit sandpaper, we're moving down to 180 grit to smoothen off the last bit. You'll also notice I'm using an electric sander, which makes it a lot quicker, but you have to be careful because it takes a lot off quickly. Now we're mixing up some more resin to use as an extra layer on top of the fiberglass, which is what we call a hot coat. It's only going to be a thin layer, so we don't need too much. Again, applying the necessary amount of catalyst. Working quickly using the brush, apply a thin layer of resin across the surface of the board. After the hot coat dried, there were still some brush marks left over. So on this side, we first used the 240 grit sandpaper to sand down those brush strokes, and then we used both the 400 and 1500 wet paper to give it a polished look. And now we're going to do this side as well. This is the 400 grit wet paper. With wet paper, it's important to keep the board and the sandpaper wet. This is the 1500 grit wet paper. Now that it's finally finished, it's smoother than the rest of the board. It looks great and it's ready to take out into the water. Thanks for watching, hope you enjoyed the video. Surf the web, now get out and surf some waves.